We're ready.
Ready. Hi. How are you today, Renard?
I'm great. I just did a class. I feel fantastic.
Awesome. What kind of class did you take?
I did Bikram yoga, 26 postures, and 2 breathing exercises.
We have a couple classes here now, though, at the Alliance. I mean, a year ago, I might have said we only do one kind of
Oh,
class, but now we have a couple different kinds of classes. So, can you tell me what kind of class specifically you took today?
absolutely. I did an in-studio virtual class where we were actually in the studio. We didn't have an instructor present, but we had a recording of Manolo, who is a fantastic instructor, just like you guys all are.
Oh, I love that you got the vernacular right. It's so great. We are so lucky here today to be talking with one of the longtime Vikram students, Renard. Renard, can you tell me when you took your first class?
Absolutely. It was a Wednesday in September 2006.
That's longer than me.
2006.
You've been practicing longer than I have. Oh
Don't
my
tell
God, that's so
anybody
cool.
that.
No, that's okay. I can handle it.
There it is.
But where was your first class? I know it was in the DMV area, but where specifically?
It was in Rockville, Maryland.
Okay.
And it was an evening class. Actually, it was a 7 p.m. class up in Rockville.
That's amazing. You know, when I started practicing, they didn't have late classes at my studio. They had a morning class and an afternoon class. The latest class was at 6.
Gotcha.
And then when I moved to DC, it was like this area is just so 24 hours
Yes.
that the 8 p.m., 9 p.m. classes existed. I couldn't believe it. So so 7 p.m. class, that's pretty great. And then where have you been since you started? And I mean, you're here in Alexandria. So where have you been since, where did you go like along the way?
Okay. So I left Rockville, went to Crofton, Maryland. That studio closed.
That's right.
It closed down. And then I went to Columbia. Way out Columbia. So
all the way up to Columbia?
All the way out to Columbia.
Wow,
because at that point,
committed.
I was committed. At the time, I was living in Silver Spring, so it kind of worked out.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't too bad. And then the last one was Bikram Yoga, Capitol Hill.
Sure.
Yep. But in between time, I've been to several other studios, but those were my major ones. But this studio in Alexandria specifically has been my longest. I've been here since 2012. It was previous ownership.
Right.
And I've just seen this, the evolution of this studio has just been amazing. It was
wonderful.
always wonderful, but the evolution, it has gone to a different level. Definitely could tell there's a woman's touch to it.
A girl lives here.
That's right. Previous owner Jim was fantastic. Though.
He was.
He ran a business, and you just seem to take it to another level. And it's just always good to see Michael and the folks who've been here so long. It just makes me feel really comfortable. And so this has been my yoga home for almost 9 years, almost 9 years. Yeah.
That's amazing. I know we were talking the other day. You said that when you first started practicing, your gender was underrepresented.
Yeah, my species was very underrepresented. I was normally one of maybe 40 to 60 students who was a male, and then you add on black male. So I was the double minority in the other way.
Wow.
So, and it was funny. Real quick story. When we had the showers, we would have all these women waiting for one shower. Then I'm seeing them standing around the men's shower. I'm like, why are they waiting around the men's shower to see me come out? But what they were doing were waiting for me to take a shower, so then they can also use the other shower. Yeah, that is how it was so lopsided. It was crazy.
How do you see it now?
I didn't mind.
No, I'm sure you did.
The way I see it now, it's so diverse in terms of age, race, ethnicity, gender. I've watched this studio become such a melting pot. It started off, of course, there were more women, I guess, 8 years ago, fewer men, fewer minorities. And then now you can't, on any given day, it could be more men than women, more African-American than any other. And it's amazing.
That is amazing.
It's amazing. And I do appreciate diversity in general in any walks of life. But it's really special when you can come somewhere, feel so comfortable at a place that you really put your heart and soul into, and you got everybody around you just full of life and people from different backgrounds. I love it.
That's amazing. I mean, that kind of answers my question. I wanted to say, what keeps bringing you back? What keeps bringing you back into the hot room? It's hot. It's so hard. This practice never gets easier. Why do you keep coming back?
If you really want to know, there've been ebbs and flows, been different reasons. There were times I've had some, trying times in my life. And I just like the camaraderie and just the community at some point, and just seeing good spirits and good people that have, similar issues that I may have had in the past. And, no one's perfect. And that's the beauty of this whole Bikram practice is somebody in that studio has gone through something. And you always feel like you're not the only one that has gone through something. And then the medical benefits are tremendous. Just my blood pressure is down, all my vitals are wonderful. What kept me going originally was I was actually scheduled to have surgery.
What?
Yes, on my rotator cuff.
Okay.
So I went to a studio up in Rockville, and I didn't know anything about the practice. And so I did the practice, and first practice, you're like, what was that? So I'm like, they tried to kill me in there. I'm like, I couldn't breathe. So I was in my mid-30s, but I had played college basketball. So, athletes think, oh, we can do this. Man, that thing kicked me bad. I was like, whoa, this is harder than anything I had ever done.
Right.
So I'm sitting there and I'm flexing my shoulder. And then I was talking to a gentleman. It was 3 of us that night. And he said, what's going on with you? I said, man, I went to the doctors and to a therapist. And they said, I have a torn rotator cuff. And he said, man, that hurts like heck. So then there's another gentleman just overhearing us. He said, hey, I'm an orthopedic surgeon. I said, really? I said, yeah, I'm having surgery. He said, young man, just wait a minute. And he, on the spot, kind of manipulated my shoulder. He said, yeah, there's a tear there. He said, yeah, you probably should have surgery. He said, but do this for a little while. And I had scheduled the surgery like, a month and a half advance. Just keep coming to this and see if this strengthens up, and then, do some other exercises. You may can avoid surgery. I avoided surgery.
Wow.
I never went. I feel great, at times when the weather,
of course.
You have it. But this shoulder now is stronger than this shoulder.
Amazing.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Never went to surgery.
That's an incredible story.
Yep. True story.
And do you feel like, do you ever feel like you've learned enough
from
these classes?
No, you never stop learning enough. In fact, there's a clinic coming up on the 13th.
That's right.
And I'm already registered for
it. Yes, I love it.
I'm registered for the 13th. I'm excited about it. Oh,
there's me and Michael.
I'm excited about it, and
it's online, so it will be online.
Here we are. Do a posture clinic. You learn so much.
Oh yeah, the triangle. This is a beast of a posture. You could study this alone.
Absolutely.
So much fun. Michael's one of the strongest teachers in this area for sure, probably all the lands.
Right.
But I have been all around, and I don't think I've met a better teacher than Michael.
Well, I know. The most amazing thing about a posture clinic is you can get such little changes with the extra attention that, and it almost feels like it's a whole different posture.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you might hear the words. I mean, the words that we say, they never really change. But when you come to these one-on-one, one-on-two, 1-on-20 sit-down sessions where you can ask specific questions, the next time you take class, right?
Yes, exactly. Right. So the first thing is, once you get it, you go home and say, let me try this a little bit. And then you forget there's no heat, but you try it anyway. and then you come back with the heat and you're like, oh, wow, that's what it kind of clicks. It's like a aha moment, and a light bulb goes off, and then the words and the emotions all come together after you go to a clinic.
Yeah, they do. The heat is one of the things that keeps people away and keeps people coming back. So like, what would you say to somebody who's like, oh, I don't like the heat. I can't do that.
I would say to them, the heat is your best friend. It allows your muscles to stretch more quickly. Once you adapt to the heat, you can feel your body detoxifying, and it's amazing. And you talk about detox, and you literally feel yourself, the toxins coming out. Because it's funny, when I leave the studio, I'm like, oh, well, time to go retoxify. But no. but
detox to retox.
Retox, right. So I had a student a fellow student said, if you're going to torture yourself, you might as well treat yourself. So
it's true.
So
yeah, Absolutely so true. Well, this was, I mean, this is amazing to have this opportunity to sit down with you. I'm sitting right here in front of our influencer wall.
Okay.
And I would love to ask you what, you're never two and then fill in the blank to
Okay.
start from scratch. Once again, what would be your word? What would you
ne-
say?
You're never too old. I know
You're
that
never too
sounds,
old.
you're just never too old.
No way. You are never too old to
Mm-mm.
start from the scratch once
Yep.
again. That's
Mhm.
great. That's awesome advice.
Yeah.
Well, this has been amazing. This is our weekly session with whatever we're going to talk about. We call it "Let's Talk About It." It's
Yes.
Talk About It Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about
There we go. Our new logo that that Michael and I spent some time organizing, and we're just so excited to be with clients, with students, with longtime practitioners who care about themselves and they care about the studio and
Absolutely.
care about the practice.
Yes.
So it's so great to bring you in and to talk about it.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your time.
Anytime. Thank you, Jen.
I love it. Yeah, I'll
Yep.
talk to you soon.
See you soon. Yep.
Bye.
Bye-bye.